Right, so where are we from where we started when this was just an
I
idea?
think the original idea that TRANSPO probably didn't turn out the way that you expected, but when you start something, you don't necessarily know where it's going to go, right? Like a great person that makes documentaries, they don't know what they're going to get. They've got an idea, and I think that's where this is kind of going. Like we didn't necessarily have a set of expectations, but maybe we did have a set of expectations, but we gathered a group of people to talk about like, hey, what's the potential, what's the possibility? And I think that's probably where this group goes, is like, how do we set the expectation higher than what's being set by the status quo today? And I think that's the opportunity that we have as TRANSPO going forward, is getting people to think about bigger ideas, think about how we get to where we're going in the future.
If you were talking to someone on your cruiser ride and they said, what's TRANSPO, Brad, what would you tell them?
I don't know if I would ever talk to the people on the Denver cruise ride about TRANSPO so much as, those are people that are inexperienced in their understanding, and this isn't a slight, it's just, those are people riding bikes for fun. So it's not necessarily like a think tank, but it's the ground level kind of grassroots of who could use the systems in the future. So like, to me, TRANSPO is probably more heady than what I would do on a Thursday night with them, but they're the people that would be using those systems that we kind of talk about and figure out in the future.
And what if you think of just the way Denver's going? We have a mayor, that may run for governor. So if we just kind of look out 4 years, it's just kind of the status quo versus something really different and new coming, like through TRANSPO and a whole new.
What I keep saying is nobody's willing to stick their neck out on this stuff, and I think that to me is probably our job. Like, how do we draw people out of the comfort level? How do we kind of, get people thinking like, oh my God, this is possible, or rather than just kind of the mundane of like, okay, I got to get rid of homelessness. I have to like make sure the lights work and the snow plows work. To me, we have to think bigger. I never expect government to do that. To me, government and governmental agencies generally are the followers, not the leaders. So I think it's our job to kind of come up with the biggest possible vision, the biggest kind of thing, and drag them to the future rather than us trying to sit back and wait for them to take us there.
And then last question, of all the things you've heard in the last two sessions, what do you think TRANSPO, like I didn't want to call this a mobility lab. I didn't want to use the word mobility because people know their cars as transportation.
Yeah, mobility is, most people think that's like you're handicapped or something. So, I don't know what it is so much as I think we're all trying to get someplace, right? Like whether we're driving to the store, whether we're driving to work, how we're getting to work, everybody's trying to go someplace. And I think TRANSPO's job is to inspire that and to create a new set of ideas that people can go, oh my God, I can do that instead of this. And those are to me the potential of what this group can start forming, is like be the dreamers about what the future is rather than just arguing about the past or where we're at today.